On the road to MotoGP, this is FAB-Racing.
Great to see, that Taylor and Rossi back on the grid together, and it's awesome stuff. And well, as we get ready to go off on our formation up, those two, they're definitely the ones to see as they're going round. Taylor and Rossi, they'll be going from 2 and 4 as we get going. Just waiting, the riders, a few riders putting in. Number 17 there, Cameron SOOLE, clearly just having a few problems on the sighting laps as we get a few riders come around. I mean, look how big the grid is. There's so many of them. Like, there's countless.
Yeah, there certainly is. This class, of course, being Chinese-made engines inside these pit bikes, and all riders in this class need to be 13-year-old and above with sufficient experience on a motorcycle. So it's not necessarily a class that we see many rookies in, but it's certainly a class where we see great racing.
It is indeed. Let's run through the grid once again. Chris Wells from pole position, Taylor Lawrence reigning champion alongside him, with Lucas Brown and Rossi BANHAM rounding out the second row of the grid. Then it's Reece PEACOCK, Jay King, Cameron SOOLE, Nathan Riggey, Darren Anderson and Marco Pandolfo, your top 10. Then it's Adam Redding with Sean Whitaker in 12th, Max Perry followed by Liam Wood, Elliot CROSBY, Tom Stanford, Zac TOERIEN, Giorgio SCARLATA, Mathew LINDLEY, Sam SMITHSON, Steve MERRON, Dave Glover, Keaton PAYNE, Thomas Dodson and Chadley Whiting rounding out the grid. Apologies, also we've got Benn RIDGWELL, Jason KOWKABZADEH and Pawel NOSAL in P28, the last rider on the grid. Well, we're forming up now. The grid is set. Our eardrums are about to be bleeding because we are very close to the starting grid, and these pit bikes are very, very loud. But again, it is some of the best racing that you will be seeing all weekend. Keep your eyes peeled. This is going to be absolutely electric as we get ready. Marshall looking, getting final preparations, points to the lights. Here we go. Pit bike 140s. Red lights on. Red lights off, we're underway. It's a great start from Taylor Lawrence. From the outside, he sweeps to the lead. Rossi BANHAM as well gets away well, but it's Taylor Lawrence who leads the way. From Chris Wells, Lucas Brown in P3, followed by Rossi BANHAM, Jay King in P5 as well. But Taylor Lawrence, reigning champion. Great start from the outside of second on the grid.
Yeah, it really is. He's going to want to try and just get away as soon as he can away from this pack, because any battling, there's a group of about 5 riders straight away behind him that's going to want to pounce and get this lead. It's getting close between Chris Wells and Lucas Brown heading into the twisty section.
Coming into the final section, yeah, Lucas Brown was thinking about a move there. Coming into the final corner again, these guys now solely on the outfield circuit, so it is flat out. But it is, look at them running all over the gravel coming out of the corner. That's how much these guys can push. This is brilliant stuff already. It's been one lap. Taylor Lawrence leads the way from Chris Wells. Lucas Brown thinking about it again to the outside. Rossi BANHAM's also there. Jay King also holding on to that lead back again. Jay King, 3-time champion. If anyone knows his way around Lydd on a pit bike, it will be that number 76, Reece PEACOCK as well, also holding on alongside Darren Anderson. He's got a big kind of group for this lead fight, but it is still your reigning champion, Taylor Lawrence, leading the way on that number 10 machine. But we've got 11 laps left to go, and it's not over yet. This is basically a glorified oval circle at this point. This flat out blast down the back, then a very sharp right-hander down the back, and then flat out once again. Look how wide they're running. No one would even think about doing that on any of the Minimotos, and these guys, they're just going all the way to the wall. They simply do not care.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing to see these riders in this race as Chris Wells sets the fastest lap, but there's nothing between them. Chris Wells having a look on the inside, but he isn't going to make the move on Taylor Lawrence. Absolutely running it out to the curb there. It's amazing to see these riders race. They race so hard, and frankly, it's a massive grid that is absolutely packed with talent.
Oh, it absolutely is. It's some of our best talent right now. We are watching Taylor Lawrence still leading, managing to withstand that pressure. Now look at that, Rossi BANHAM trying to get involved. That first pack trying to break away. Chris Wells having a look to the inside. There is Rossi BANHAM returning for a round or two this season. And obviously he's moving on to Junior Supersport over with BSB. But as we see there, we have, I believe, a new leader. It's Chris Wells has taken it, but Rossi BANHAM, not Rossi, Taylor Lawrence even, not taking no for an answer, having a look, but no, now he's under attack from Lucas Brown as a result from losing that momentum, and it will be still Taylor Lawrence in second place as we come round to the back end of the circuit, but that's Chris Wells now leading, but it's not all over yet, still plenty of action to come here. 9 laps to go, and these guys are going to be changing position every single lap.
Yeah, it's going to be one fast 9 laps to go as
Banham to the outside! Brilliant move from Rossi BANHAM round the outside of Chris Wells as wow, Taylor Lawrence was having a look at Lucas Brown there, and then I think Chris Wells tried to have a look at Taylor Lawrence, got it all wrong. Rossi BANHAM round the outside up to P3. Chris Wells massively, look at all the time he's lost just from one little mistake, and that shows how crucial it is that you've got to stay absolutely on it in this Pitbike 140 class. And now Taylor, look how close Taylor Lawrence is to the ground. Oh, they're all caught up behind a back marker. Oh, I do not believe it. They've all been caught up behind a back marker. It's a total mess. I'm not sure who's where. That's Reece PEACOCK, I think. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure as they're coming through. So it's Lucas Brown who still leads from Taylor, from Rossi. No, Reece PEACOCK's got through Rossi, and Jay King's got through Chris Wells as the number 62's come off. That's Chris Wells. So Chris Wells pulls into the pits. So Chris Wells drops out of the race. His day is done. But as drama strikes, it may have been him slowing. It seems that it's, Lucas Brown from Taylor Lawrence from Reece PEACOCK, and a lot of time being lost for everyone. 7 laps to go here, and chaos and drama in the Pitbike 140s, as usual.
Yeah, as usual, this class is full of action consistently. There's nothing between them here. As Rossi BANHAM's just got
to the inside, he's got through. Rossi BANHAM's
got through. He's got to try and make up this gap between first and second. Rossi BANHAM's setting a 43.8 that lap time.
I mean, there's a reason that Rossi BANHAM's gone to junior super stock, isn't it? Like, he's just dynamite on the track. I mean, look at him coming through that first turn. I mean, look how aggressive they are. I mean, they come through so fast. It's a shame that the camera angle really doesn't do that first turn justice, because it's so fast. These guys are running so much curb as well on the exit of that first chicane. And Rossi BANHAM moving up into P3, but he's not done yet. Reece PEACOCK still trying to put that pressure on the vice champion from last year. Taylor Lawrence, meanwhile, trying to close up, and is closing up to Lucas Brown ahead. So Taylor Lawrence putting that pressure back on. 5 laps to go as we go through. Rossi BANHAM now firmly setting his sights ahead. He wants to close down. He wants to get higher on that podium. He's maybe even thinking about a win. Who knows? Everything's a possibility in the Pitbike 140s, but currently it's Brown from Lawrence, from BANHAM, from PEACOCK, from King, your top 5.
Yeah, Rossi BANHAM is just amazing to watch. He's taking it to every single curb and using all the track that is possible.
Absolutely. I mean, these guys are just absolutely on the limit. There's some action further down the pack as well. It's not all about the leaders here at Pitbikes. Everywhere you look on the track, there's fighting for places. There is drama and chaos. And then, coming around this back section, these riders still giving it their absolute all. I mean, there's 28. Well, there was 28. There's 26 now because we've lost Chris Wells, and it seems as well there was lost KOWKABZADEH, which is a shame. But it's there's 26 bikes now out on the circuit, and every single one of them is fighting with each other. That is just how Pitbikes works. I mean, it's just the most phenomenal championship for racing. It really, really is. Like, it's just so much fun to watch when they're going around. And so it's still Brown from Lawrence, from BANHAM up front. Lawrence closing in on the leader as the time goes. 4 laps to go as it stands, as they're coming through now. A few riders coming through down the back. That's Keaton PAYNE just crossing the line there. Chadley WHITING as well. And that was your front 2 coming through. Lucas Brown is just under 2/10 ahead of Taylor Lawrence. And Taylor Lawrence, well, he's got 3 laps, and it's all about really trying to put that pressure on as they come around surely into this back section now. And as we get going, and there they are coming through. See that lead bike of Lucas Brown with the number 7. It looks like it has a number 1 on it, but it is a number 7. Taylor Lawrence as well in the number 10, chasing him down with that silver helmet. And great to see there and there. Oh, look at how many wow, that's not going to end well, surely. There is a lot of bikes going through there. My goodness me, that cannot end well. Now as well, your lead is going through. There is Lucas Brown. There is Taylor Lawrence. Penultimate lap here, and frankly, Lewis, it's anybody's guess who's going to win this race.
It is, and that was amazing That was amazingly done by Lucas Brown, just getting past the back markers straight away, not causing too much trouble. As we see Rossi BANHAM in your shot there, just trying to make up time, get past back markers. Yeah, it's amazing to see. The hardest thing in this class is to not get flustered whenever you get overtaken with there being so much riders around you. If you just get flustered a little bit, you try a bit too hard, run a bit wide, and you can end up losing 3 or 4 positions because of it.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go then. Final lap of the race. Someone's gone down in the final corner. It looks like it's Max Perry on the number 42 bike. But here we go. Final lap. Lucas Brown, Taylor Lawrence and Rossi BANHAM. BANHAM seems to have faded from contention. That early pace dropping away. But Lucas Brown and Taylor Lawrence still side by side. There is Max Perry trying to push his bike back to the pit lane. There's Rossi BANHAM in P3. Of course, the Junior Supersport rider this year who's put on a magical display for us today. But Brown and Lawrence still neck and neck, I'm absolutely certain. And as they come down now, there goes Rossi BANHAM down the back stretch. There goes Lawrence, and there goes Brown. Oh, and they're going side by side, and they're going either way of a back marker. Who's going to be first into the final corner? Just as Lucas Brown. My goodness me, Lucas Brown holds on, but oh, Taylor Lawrence super close, but it's Lucas Brown who takes the victory from Taylor Lawrence and Rossi BANHAM. Less than 1/10 of a second separating them, 0.88 of a 10th of a second separating them at line. How close was that?
That was an absolutely crazy finish. It couldn't have got any closer if you tried the back marker there just in the middle of them. That would have been a very uncomfortable experience for them, but wow, what a great ride from Lucas Brown and Taylor Lawrence. They were hard, but they were fair.
Oh, absolutely brilliant stuff. I had flashes of, like, you know, that infamous F1 Mick Hackett and Michael Schumacher have to ground the back marker. I had flashes of that going in my mind there. So this one was coming into the final corner. Unbelievable stuff there as Lucas Brown takes the win from Taylor Lawrence by 900ths of a second. Phenomenal stuff there as they coming through. Rossi BANHAM manages to fight back onto the podium into P3. Reece PEACOCK comes home in P4, and Jay King was in P5 at the end of the 3-time champion, starting off this season with a bang and a top 5. That's exactly what he would have wanted after, well, not a disappointing season, but a season last year that could have definitely gone better for Jamie King. So there we go. It's Brown from Lawrence from BANHAM, your top 3. Reece PEACOCK and Jay King in P4 and P5. Nathan Riggey was 6th. Darren Anderson was 7th. Marco Pandolfo was 8th with Cameron Soole, and Adam Redding rounding out the top 10 places. The start marshal Lee Clowes, she's just walking down the middle of the track. A bit of a crowd there as well. You can see Casey O'Gorman on the left, watching along, seeing what's happening in the pit bikes. We get underway for our formation laps, and still some riders still coming around to the grid by the looks of things. So who really knows what's going on? But why don't we run through the grid? And it's a very big grid over there. It is Chris Wells, as we said, on the pole position, with Taylor Lawrence starting alongside him. Lucas Brown is P3 with Rossi BANHAM in P4. Reece PEACOCK starts in P5. He was P4 yesterday. And Jay King starts in P6. Of course, he's a 3-time champion of the pit bike class. Let's see what he can do today. Cameron Soole is P7. Nathan Riggey is in 8th. Darren Anderson and Marco Pandolfo make up the 5th row of the grid. Adam Redding and Sean Whitaker are 11th and 12th. Max Perry is 13th, and Liam Wood is P14. Elliot Crosby is 15th with Tom Stanford 16th. Zac TOERIEN is 17th, and Giorgio SCARLATA is 18th. Mathew Lindley is 19th, and Sam Smithson rounds out the top 20. Steve MERRON is followed by Dave Glover, Keaton PAYNE and Thomas Dodson on row 12. Chadley WHITING is 25th. Benn RIDGWELL is 26th. Jason KOWKABZADEH is 27th, and Pawel NOSAL is 28th. Well, that is your grid for today in race 2, and of course race 3 of the pit bikes. And of course they will be racing later this afternoon as well, as head out on the second of their formation laps. But Lewis, again, casting your mind back to yesterday and just the absolute crazy race that we had in the pit bike 140s. The sun is shining, the wind is lower today. You know, this is all about rider talent. It's all about bravery. It's all about sticking your elbows out there and really just doing what you can.
Yeah, but Lucas Brown coming away with the win yesterday, so we hope to repeat that today. Taylor Lawrence, just a quick mention, got the fastest lap yesterday with a top speed of 99.7 miles per hour according to her results sheet from yesterday, which just shows how fast these bikes are at its Lydd kart track.
It is very, very fast. Yeah, these things are absolutely rapid down that back stretch, and you know, without that infield section, they really, really are fast. And of course, wherever you're watching, whoever you're supporting on this Pitbike 140, guys, hold on to your hats, because this one is going to be loud, it's going to be fast, and it's going to be absolutely insane. If you're new to FAB Racing, if you don't know what pit bikes are, get ready, because you're about to experience it. And well, we're waiting for the lights now. The marshal points to the lights, and it is lights on, lights off. We're underway in the Pitbike 140s. It's a great start from Taylor Lawrence round the outside. He sweeps through Rossi BANHAM up to third place as well, but Taylor Lawrence into the lead from Chris Wells. Rossi BANHAM manages to get P3. Lucas Brown drops down to P4. What a start from Taylor Lawrence to sweep into the lead. That was perfect as he heads round to the back end of the circuit. Brilliant stuff. But Chris Wells, he's not done yet.
Yeah, Lucas Brown off the line. You see that pop a little wheeler, which made him lose all his drive, and it looks like he's down to 5th place now, which is not the result that he wanted today.
No, I wouldn't have been onto that back stretch. Just look at how wide they run, look how fast they run as well. Ryder off in the background as well. I believe that may have been Lucas Brown that's gone down, I'm not entirely sure. And yeah, that is Lucas Brown that's gone down. So Lucas Brown, who started very high up on the grid, I believe the second he went off of, has well, he's gone down and is tumbling down the order as well. But Taylor Lawrence leads this race. Rossi BANHAM challenging Chris Wells for P2 into turn 1, but that wasn't going to happen. Around the outside, Reece PEACOCK's in P4. J King as well, tailing this lead pack. Maybe he'll be able to get involved, of course. Pitbike Sonic himself, and that is Chris Wells having a look at the inside of Taylor Lawrence, but able to go. Taylor Lawrence, your reigning champion in the Pitbike 140s. But Rossi BANHAM, while this is all happening, Reece PEACOCK behind as well. PEACOCK with the fastest lap of the race. But all of these two are fighting. They're looking to try and make something happen as Chris Wells to the inside and to the lead of the race.
Yep, this is exactly what Rossi BANHAM wants to see. Just these two guys up front, Chris Wells and Taylor Lawrence, tripping each other up. So as you can see, he's just behind. He's going to be wanting them to try and make more passes on each other, so there's a little gap, and then he'll happily take it and squeeze through. Yeah, he will, of course. Rossi and Taylor, the two firm friends, firm rivals from last year, challenging each other for the championship, now challenging each other for P2 in this top 4. They are super, super tight, all covered by 0.8 of a second at the line last time round. And of course, big crowd of people watching as I look down the pit lane again. A whole host of the paddock watching along, because this race is just brilliant. There goes Taylor Lawrence again to the inside. He's trying to retake the lead from Chris Wells, but Wells slams the door on the inside. It manages to maintain it, but look at the pace that Taylor Lawrence has. That's Chris Wells now with the fastest lap of 43.715. Lap record round here is a 42.1, so a little bit off the lap record. Again, it is quite cold out there, so maybe tyres not quite engaging with the track as they win, and that's Chris Wells going down. Oh my goodness me, Chris Wells goes down like he did yesterday. Taylor Lawrence just manages to avoid him. I believe Rossi BANHAM managed to sneak through into the lead. That is Chris Wells again off the road, as we saw in race 1, and nearly takes reigning champion Lawrence with him. Yeah, what a disaster from Chris Wells. That's not what he wanted to see for this race. It's the same thing happened as yesterday, getting crashed out of the race. It's not the way you want to start your season at all. As you see a rider going down the outside, down the inside, it looks like Taylor Lawrence. Yeah, Taylor Lawrence moves up to second after losing all his momentum out to Reece PEACOCK. Rossi BANHAM now has the lead, and he's got a very comfortable lead as well, 0.5 of a second at the line. Well, Taylor Lawrence reigning champion, Reece PEACOCK behind as well. They'll catch up quite quickly. Of course, Rossi, these guys at the front, they are so fast. These guys, you know, Taylor and Taylor Lawrence and Rossi BANHAM, they were just neck and neck all of last season. It was absolutely insane. Of course, Taylor did end up taking the championship by some 112 points, but you've got to take into account that double points round in the final race. Reece PEACOCK came home P3 in that championship as well. So currently it's BANHAM from Lawrence from PEACOCK, and around the final corner it'll be 7 laps to go this time, and Lawrence very close. Yep, as we see, Rossi BANHAM still leading the way. He's such a talented rider. This year he should be racing in the junior super stock category, I believe, which just shows the talent here at FAB Racing. As we see Taylor Lawrence behind him, trying so hard. You can see it. It looks like Taylor Lawrence goes down the inside of Rossi BANHAM. What a move! Wow, special move there by Taylor Lawrence up the inside. You don't see that every day, and they're going through some lap traffic as well. But of course, as you said, Rossi BANHAM off to the junior super stock at BSB this year. He's a brilliant rider. All of these guys are. They're so fast.
They're so close to each other on the track, and that's why we get this great racing in the Pitbike 140 category. Taylor back into the lead. Rossi in P2, Reece PEACOCK in P3, and looks like we're going to have one last battle from the two old rivals. We'll be smiling under their helmets, I can guarantee you, because they love this just as much as we love it, if not more. And a bit of a mistake on the exit of the corner from Taylor Lawrence, loses a bit of momentum. Rossi BANHAM looking closer now as they head onto the back part of the circuit. And well, I mean, it's all about just trying to get that wider line really for Rossi BANHAM. He's just trying to get the momentum, trying to get through on the straight. Let's see as they come around now. Bit of lap traffic, so I don't think he's going to be able to do it this time. Stays tucked in the slipstream, but no, it will be Taylor Lawrence that leads, and Rossi BANHAM, he needs to get that move done soon because he's starting to run out of time.
Yeah, he certainly is. With just 5 laps to go, Rossi BANHAM is pushing as hard as he can, with lap traffic starting to come into play now as Rossi BANHAM goes down the inside over the curb. Brilliant move by Rossi BANHAM. How does Taylor Lawrence respond? He responds by sticking a nose up the inside, but can't quite get through. But again, there's still 5 laps of this race, and once again, a great battle on our hands from the two old rivals. It's Lawrence versus BANHAM. It is first place in the championship versus second place in the championship last year. Champion against vice champion. And here goes Taylor Lawrence to the inside in the final corner on the brakes. All squeezing side by side in the exit of the final corner. It will be Rossi BANHAM that keeps the lead because there's some lap traffic in Taylor Lawrence's way. But there's 4 laps to go, and this isn't done yet, Lewis.
No, it certainly isn't, with lap traffic now. Right, they're just trying everything to stick to each other. It's an amazing race. Rossi BANHAM did that amazing move, ran the outside to the final corner, just something you certainly do not see every single day.
Honestly, this must be the most fun job in the world. Like, these two, race after race, and season after season, round after round, just next to each other every single time, just battling every single time. Looking back, Rossi sticks a hand up. Hello, mate, how are you doing? They are having so much fun, and you can really tell. And there's still 3 laps to go at the line this time. How can Taylor Lawrence, the reigning champion, get past his old friend Rossi BANHAM, the reigning vice champion? Of course, Rossi off the junior superstock this weekend, but it's important to remember as they come round into turn 1 against some lap traffic, BSB doesn't clash with FAB this year, so we might be getting this once again at every round if Rossi's turning up for track time. Who knows? All Taylor Lawrence again sticking a wheel up the inside, having a look, and again some good drive off the corner, but Rossi just seems to have the advantage coming off the corners, all having to squeeze through some lap traffic. No holds barred racing. You can tell how hard Rossi BANHAM is pushing right now. Another look back, he wants to see how much he's gained. That was almost dangerous, going up the inside of the lap traffic like that. He is absolutely on it at the moment.
Yeah, he certainly is. Rossi BANHAM leads the way with just 2 laps to go. Taylor Lawrence has run out of time. You see how low they're getting to the ground and how hard they're pushing. Taylor Lawrence having a little look up the inside. It looks like he's faster for the chicane but cannot find the way past. That's so difficult to make a move around there. Taylor Lawrence goes up the inside of Rossi BANHAM. What a great move as he runs slightly wide. Rossi BANHAM looks like he wants to get back. Rossi BANHAM back up the inside to take the race lead.
Well, there you go. Taylor Lawrence stuck it and send it, but Rossi BANHAM on the switchback move retakes the lead of the race. Will be final lap this time. That yellow flag with the black cross, but Taylor Lawrence to the inside into the final corner on the brakes. Does Rossi BANHAM get the switchback? No. Taylor Lawrence times it perfectly and takes the lead of the race. 1 lap left to go. How does Rossi BANHAM respond? And now as champion leading, vice champion in second. How are they going to respond to more lap traffic as they head through and into the second chicane? Rossi BANHAM looks like he might have to be taken a little bit wide, lose a bit of time. And as they head through, looks like Taylor has been able to pull a bit of a gap as a result, and yes, he has. And well, it's a big shame that we're not going to be able to end this with that final corner shenanigans, but it looks like it's going to be Taylor Lawrence who's going to be able to take a breath and bring it home after another fantastic race in the Pitbike 140 class. Fantastic race between Taylor Lawrence and Rossi BANHAM, but it's the champion on top once again. Taylor Lawrence celebrates as he crosses the line and brings home race 2 after a phenomenal victory. And you can see how much fun he's had there, punching the air before he gets to the line. That was awesome for him. It's Taylor Lawrence who takes the victory. Rossi BANHAM in P2, Reece PEACOCK faded away but comes home to round out the podium. But what a race we've just seen, Lewis.
Yeah, what a great race. Both of us here in the commentary box had a smirk on the face the whole time during that race. Taylor Lawrence and Rossi BANHAM just having fun out there. This is why we race. It's close racing, it's fun racing. They're all mates in the end, and yeah, that was just a great race to watch.
It was indeed brilliant action as always in the Pitbikes 140. There you go, top 10 Taylor Lawrence winning by a second in the end due to that lap traffic. Bad luck for Rossi BANHAM in second place, but Taylor in the end on top. Reece PEACOCK was P3 with Charlie NESBITT in P4. Jay King managed to bring it home in P5 with Nathan Riggey in P6. Cameron SOOLE P7, a great performance from him with Marco Pandolfo in 8th, and then Darren Anderson in 9th, and Adam Redding rounding out that top 10. But what a race we have just seen in the Pitbike 140s, and of course they'll be back out again later as well. They've still got their race 3s, so I'm sure we are not done yet. Lydd is just, I mean, Lydd, it's a tricky circuit for some of the bikes. We see some riders, exchanging words, congratulating each other, maybe having an argument. Who really knows? Looks like they're all smiling. But it's a tricky circuit, especially for the Minimotos. It's fast yet technical. But for these big bikes, especially the pit bikes, it is just flat out action from start to end. And again, we've got it all to look forward to later on as well.
Yeah, we certainly do, and I expect to see more of the same. Rossi BANHAM just catching lap traffic at the wrong time, as we see the 59 do the practice start, trying to get ready for race 3 already.
Are we going to get some more pit bike antics? Of course we are. It's a brilliant series. It's some brilliant racing, and Lydd is one of the best circuits for it on the calendar, and it's an absolute pleasure to be starting it because we've had 2 fantastic pit bike races, and as we get ready to get going for a third, I'm sure this one is going to be as good, if not even better than the 2 we've had before, as we've got a bike stop. That's apparently got Rossi BANHAM starting from the back, but it doesn't matter because the red lights are on. The lights are off, we're underway. It's a great start from Taylor Lawrence. Rossi BANHAM getting a bit of wheel spin as he goes. But it's Chris Wells that leads from Taylor Lawrence, from Lucas Brown. Rossi BANHAM in P4. A few riders. Oh, big wobble there. Through turn 1 for somebody. There's up the front of the pack. Is that Chris Wells leading again? And that's Taylor Lawrence getting hung out to dry as well. I think that might be Reece PEACOCK potentially moving through. I'm not entirely sure, but it is that's Chris Wells that leads the way from Taylor Lawrence, and I think Rossi BANHAM up to third. Quite hard to tell because there's so much already going on in this opening lap.
Yeah, there certainly is. Chris Wells leads the way, which looks to be Lucas Brown in second place, with Taylor Lawrence closely behind. Taylor Lawrence is going to sit there and try to hope for these top guys to battle, but as we know in this class, as we see, riders using absolutely all the track and then some.
That was just full-on motocross at that point, wasn't it? I mean, that's what we love about the pit bikes, is that they can just go wherever they want, really. They're big bikes, big tyres, big suspension. They're just all over the place. Chris Wells does lead this race. Lucas Brown in P2, Taylor Lawrence right on their tail in P3. Jamie King's done Rossi BANHAM for P4, so Jay King maybe trying to move up in the world. He runs a bit wide though there in the background, following Taylor Lawrence round. He's trying to shoot one up the inside. That was a brave move. He did get through. Not quite there though in the end. Still Chris Wells holding firm, but now they're coming to this ridiculously fast back section. No infield for these big bike boys. Through they go. Is that Lucas Brown into the lead? Yes, it is. Up the inside into the final turn goes Lucas Brown. He takes the lead of the race. 10 laps to go at the line this time. But there goes Chris Wells, back past through. And there is an accident further back. Someone walking over some barriers there. Not sure who that is. I think it may be Adam Redding potentially. I'm not entirely sure. No, I'm not entirely sure. I think it's Sam SMITHSON actually, apologies, who's gone off there. But it's still Lucas Brown that leads this race. Well, Chris Wells, who got back in front, apologies, from Lucas Brown, from Taylor Lawrence, Jake in fourth, Rossi BANHAM fifth, Reece PEACOCK, a great lap there into the 43s, 43.9. Fastest lap that we've had for all day, but of course still quite a way off the lap record.
Yeah, we are. Although it's hot conditions out here, the track is hot, it's rubbered in, the riders are ready for this race. They understand the track now, so we are running fast times. It's just slightly off the lap records. Chris Wells leads the way, wanting to get his first race win of the weekend, although he started in pole position. He's not won a race yet.
No, he has not. Bad luck both times. I believe he went down in the first race. And last time out was Taylor and Rossi. It's Taylor Lawrence to the inside of Lucas Brown. A lovely move. And again, shooting it up the inside. What a move! What a move by Taylor Lawrence to take the lead. 2 bikes in 2 corners. That's what makes him a champion. Through to the lead he goes, but Chris Wells ain't done yet. To the inside, into the final corner. Does Chris Wells get it? No. Taylor Lawrence shuts the door. Brilliant stuff from your champion.
Yeah, it certainly is. Chris Wells still leads. Taylor Lawrence
That's 4 tenths faster than the guys behind him. Taylor Lawrence is going to want to just try and run away, because if you get passed by one person in this class, there's usually 3 or 4 people that follow them.
Oh, that's what you can see there as well, as this top 4 very quickly becoming a top 6 as Jamie King and Reece PEACOCK start attaching themselves to the back of Rossi BANHAM. But Taylor Lawrence, what a move, coming up to a bit of lap traffic here, so that might cause some havoc as they go through. Yes, it does. Looks like someone might get held up into the final corner. There is that's Jamie King and Reece PEACOCK down the back. Lap traffic getting out the way nice and smoothly. But look how much lean Taylor Lawrence is getting through the corners. He is so committed, so close to the ground on these pit bikes. He is pushing so hard, and that is what makes him such a fantastic driver. Riding for his absolute life, that's Rossi BANHAM. Having a look on Lucas Brown in the back, and again Rossi BANHAM is off to Junior Superstocks this year over at BSB. He is pushing like absolutely crazy, again sticking a wheel up the inside, but Lucas Brown gets the drive through the corner, maintains that P3 onto the back straight.
Yeah, it certainly is. Racing in this class is absolutely ruthless, but then as soon as racing's done, they're all making jokes. Even on track, you can see them looking behind them, maybe as you've seen there, looking behind them, battle as hard as they can, as it looks like Chris Wells is down the inside going around the final corner. Chris Wells leads the way with 6 laps to go now.
Nice move by Chris Wells, but I don't think Taylor Lawrence is done just quite yet. He will be fighting back. Watch Rossi BANHAM, watch Lucas Brown, Reece PEACOCK and Jay King behind as well. They're fighting. Oh, that's a Rossi BANHAM. Oh, traffic. That might, oh no! Oh, 3 riders down. That's Brown and BANHAM down with the traffic. And bike smoking. Rossi BANHAM absolutely furious there. I'm not sure who it is that they've gone down with. Rossi BANHAM tries to get back on his bike. Lucas Brown sits at the side of the road dejected. Looks like he's done. So it's all down to Chris Wells and Taylor Lawrence now after the traffic gets in the way. Oh, you've got to feel for Chris Wells, haven't you? You do have to feel, not only will that would have obviously taken a knock, that would have hurt as he does get the bike back up, but no, the amount of effort and energy that he was putting into that, racing super hard, and out of it comes nothing, but I suppose that is motorsport.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's one of those things that happen, like traffic, you just got to be as careful as you can, but when you're in a race, sometimes accidents can happen.
And there we see Taylor Lawrence still chasing down Chris Wells. That puts Reece PEACOCK up into the podium places. Rossi BANHAM's fallen down to 12th. Oh, what a shame there for these two. But Taylor Lawrence and Chris Wells still going it man to man as Taylor Lawrence has a look to the inside into the final corner but can't get anything of it yet. It's a shame that we've been robbed of that 4-way battle, but we've still got a 2-way battle for the lead. 4 to go at the line this time by. Coming out of the first chicane, Taylor Lawrence just analysing his opponent, yellow flags waving, of course, for that incident. As they come through, Taylor Lawrence pushing, more lap traffic. Chris Wells, Taylor manages to squeeze through it as well. It's a lap traffic, a real problem here at Lydd. The circuit is so fast. And again, as I said earlier, with some riders not doing that much work over the winter, there is a bit of a pace gap between the front runners and the back markers, and it is really just causing havoc in all the classes.
Yeah, it certainly is, but although it's just 2 people that are battling for the win, it's still going to be as ferocious, it's still going to be as aggressive. It's going to be great racing all the way to the end between these 2 riders. They're both highly experienced. Chris Wells still leads away with a bit more lap traffic, but it looks like they should get past pretty cleanly here.
Oh,
Chris Wells waiting.
That's
not to take too many risks.
Taylor Lawrence through, no he's not, so Taylor Lawrence wasn't able to squeeze through, but that traffic, it's giving me the heebie-jeebies after that earlier incident. Chris Wells being very cautious. Taylor Lawrence got a bit ambitious with that look, couldn't quite make anything out of it. And again, we saw some magic from Taylor Lawrence earlier on with 2 moves in 2 corners to take the lead. Then we're going to see some here as more traffic for Chris Wells. Taylor Lawrence is going to be gaining time. Chris Wells, though, looks like he's pretty comfortable with that gap at the moment. Slipstream not really doing that much on these pit bikes. It's more the GP bikes, which we'll be seeing in a short while, that take advantage from the slipstream. But of course, you've got to take what you can get. 2 to go, penultimate lap of the race. It's still Chris Wells leading. He hasn't won a race yet this weekend, despite the fact he started from pole. And now it looks like it might be the time there's more lap traffic. And again, oh my goodness me, oh my goodness, Chris Wells giving no room. He is pushing so hard with that lap traffic, and I think following them it's Reece PEACOCK. I think the rider that's just joined that train is 3rd place Reece PEACOCK. So suddenly, as we're about to enter the final lap, we've got a 3-way fight for the lead.
Yeah, now we do. Chris Wells still leads the way. He looks like
he's comfortable with the pressure that Taylor Lawrence has been consistently putting on him. But as we head onto the last lap, you can see more back markers just behind, and it is Reece PEACOCK that has caught up to them. Reece PEACOCK had a cracking lap that time round, 1 second faster than both Chris Wells and Taylor Lawrence on the last lap. More back markers in front of the guy. Want to try and get past them as soon as possible. Chris Wells, as we've seen, takes no prisoners when it comes to lapping the traffic. Chris Wells, even more back markers in front. Taylor Lawrence is wanting Chris Wells just to punch a hole through these back markers and follow him through in the hope that Chris Wells will get held up as we head round for the final lap, final half lap. Chris Wells.
This might be Taylor here. Maybe no. There goes Reece PEACOCK. Is that Reece PEACOCK to the outside? Into the final corner. Reece PEACOCK sweeps around the outside. I don't believe it. It's going to be Reece PEACOCK who takes the victory on the final corner. He used the lap traffic to work his way through. Reece PEACOCK. Talk about out of nowhere. With a bit of lap from some incidents, it's Reece PEACOCK who takes the victory. Chris Wells is robbed at the line. Taylor Lawrence manages to hold up a third place, but Reece PEACOCK, oh my goodness me, talk about late drama in the Pitbike 140s.
Yes, certainly as much drama as the first race, just came in different forms. Reece PEACOCK, who would have thought it going into that final lap that he would have came out on top. The lap traffic, Chris Wells and Taylor Lawrence just caught at the wrong time and just gave Reece PEACOCK the perfect drive to be able to go alongside, go into the final corner and carry the corner speed to go around the outside on the final corner.
Again, lap traffic is all about just getting lucky and catching the lap traffic. As you said, Chris and Taylor just caught the lap traffic, had to go the long way around the outside through those sweepers. Reece was able just to sit on his normal line, had a huge drive down the back stretch, huge gulp of momentum, squeeze around the outside, shut the door on Chris Wells to take the victory. There is Reece PEACOCK, 0.287 is the margin at the line. He's followed by Chris Wells and Taylor Lawrence not far in tow. Jamie King managed to hold on for 4th place, with Chadley NESBITT in 5th, Cameron SOOLE in 6th, Nathan Brigg in 7th. Rossi BANHAM managed to work his way up into 8th place after that incident earlier on. Great to see that he managed to work his way back into the top 10, followed by Marco Pandolfo and Sean Whitaker. That concludes our pit bike action from this weekend, but what a way to end the weekend for the PB140s. Unbelievable stuff.